This is Brett Tabke. We're back here again with Bryan Eisenberg, co-founder of Future Now Inc. Online marketing, conversion. What's your 30-second elevator pitch on your company, Bryan?
Basically, we've been focused on improving conversion rates and the experience that your customers have on your website since 1998. The basic premise was people, everybody has different reasons why they buy. And every company wants more revenue. And you get more revenue by giving people what they want. And we basically become the advocate of your customers and help you design and market and all of that so that when they actually come to your website, they do what you want them to do. That's get more money.
Okay, excellent. What'd you do before you got into the web stuff?
I was actually a social worker and a teacher. So both my brother and I, my brother Jeffrey's my partner and everything like that, and he was an investment banker. We've always had a passion for trying to understand why people do the things they do. Again, you know, working as a social worker, I worked with paranoid schizophrenics who, you know, sometimes were also drug abusers. And my philosophy was, if you can persuade someone who's in a totally different perceptual world to take their medicine and to shower, you can persuade anybody to do anything you want them to do. I was slightly wrong because now I have kids, but close enough. But you know, anybody with more or less the right skills and communication abilities, you can do that with.
That's interesting. So, what'd you teach, can I ask?
Oh, I've taught everything from, my first things I was teaching was actually computers. I've been online since bulletin board systems. I had my first one back in 1982. So I was starting to teach computers and, you know, so a little bit of programming to, you know, everything from 4th to 9th graders basically have been my range. I taught English as a second language. I taught a lot of science. So yeah, it's a lot of fun stuff.
Excellent. And now you're
photography at one point.
Photography?
Yeah.
No video though?
No, just photography.
Good. Last thing I need is another competitor. So you've done 3 books now on marketing. Teaching Your Cat to Bark was probably
Waiting for Your Cat to Bark. Yep.
Probably the most branded in the space that people know. And your latest, Call to Action. And I just found out you had another book.
Yeah, we started off back in about 2001. We released Persuasive Online Copywriting. Boring title. When you look at, you know, the other books are a little more creative. It's funny, we gave it a boring title because at that time we knew we were only going to sell through Amazon. And the way Amazon actually worked was it was a pure search engine. So anybody typed in online copywriting, the only book that came up was ours. And so we sold a lot of books. We actually went through 3 printings and it finally went out of print. You know, you can find copies on Amazon from anywhere from like 70 to $1,000. We've seen them on there. It's unreal. I mean, it shocks us every day. And then we did a hardcover of Call to Action, which we self-published. With the help of a lot of the people in this industry, we became, you know, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and USA Today bestsellers. And then last year, we did Waiting for Your Cat to Bark. And again, you know, nice creative title. We got a lot of people talking about it, and it became a #1 Wall Street Journal bestseller. It's been a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work, but it was definitely a lot of fun.
Now, online copywriting is a favorite topic of mine because it's so...
It's the key. It's the key to this whole web thing. I don't know.
And titles specifically is mine because, you know, running a forum, I deal with titles, just hundreds of thousands of titles a year. What's your best advice for webmasters titling their pages?
Well, I think there's 2 aspects. There's 2 critical pieces to every single page I think most people neglect, okay? Which is one, obviously, the title of their page, right? And the title of the page, the job of it is not only to rank well, but also when it shows up in the listing of ranking, do I actually want to click on it? So what it says makes a real impact. And then from there is the headline, right? The one thing you're guaranteed that just about everybody will read when they land on your page is a headline. And you better invest everything you can in coming up with a good one. And the thing I think that most webmasters settle for is they write it once and they think they're done. And this is not a static medium. You know, go ahead, put in something like Google Website Optimizer and write up 20 different headlines and figure out which is the best one. Just keep tweaking it until you find, you know, what fits right for your audience.